what's up guys? It's your boy Collector John again, and today we're going to be talking about how I have too many video games on the Nintendo Switch. We need to sell some of those bad boys. There's just too many. I don't know. I don't need the amount of Switch games that I have right now. I've kind of been in that mindset of getting rid of stuff lately. We're going to be moving soon. We're moving to a new city. We actually just had an offer accepted on a house a couple days ago, which is very exciting. Hopefully be doing a house tour at some point in the next couple months, and we'll be setting up the new Collector John studio, the new collection space, and all that stuff. But in the meantime, I have been thinking a lot about my video game collection, and maybe culling things down a little bit and getting rid of some games here and there that I don't really need to hang on to. And I was looking at my Switch collection recently, and I just decided there are kind of a lot of games in the Switch collection that I don't really care about that much, that I'm probably not going to play again, that I'm not super excited about keeping around. And I definitely don't have a totally crazy amount of Switch games. I maybe have 60 or 70, maybe even a little less than that. Not totally sure, but it's still taking up space. It's still stuff that I don't need. And I was just looking at it, and I decided that I wanted to make a video about going through all of my Switch games and deciding which ones we're going to keep and which ones we're going to sell. And all of those thoughts that I was having about my Switch collection also coincided with some pretty good promotional stuff going on at GameStop currently. And also the release of Resident Evil Requiem, which is coming out very soon. I'm definitely planning to get a Resident Evil 9 pre-order in with my trade credit, and then maybe grab a couple other things too, depending on how much we get. And I'm not super duper crazy about GameStop just as a company, but sometimes it is worthwhile to bring stuff there when they're running these promos, and especially if I want to get that Resident Evil 9 pre-order. Using some trade credit towards that doesn't seem like a bad idea right now, especially if I'm trying to save money for moving and buying a house and all that stuff. Maybe I don't want to drop $70 on a brand new AAA game when I could trade in some things towards it instead. And I do also have a really quick pickups update that we're going to do. It's from the last 3 or 4 months or so. It's really not a lot. It's it's 7 games. It's so few that I can count them on 2 hands. And I have slowed down on my collecting a lot recently. Yeah, just with the move coming up and trying to save money, it just hasn't been a super great time to be buying tons of video games. It's been a better time to get rid of stuff than it has been to bring more things into this place. Look at all this. We don't need any more video games back on these shelves. We have enough already. So yeah, we'll do that quick pickups update, and then we'll go through those Switch games, decide which ones we're going to take over to GameStop, and then we'll head to GameStop and trade them in and see how we do and see what we can find at good old GameStop. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Sometimes it's a real garbage fest hanging out at GameStop, and sometimes it's fine. You never know what's going to happen at GameStop. It's always a fun surprise. Let's get into it, baby. Okay, so we'll start off here talking about those recent pickups. Like I said, there's only a few things. It's 7 games, so we'll start with these. These are kind of cool. I was pretty excited when I found these. I was at Say Word, which is a vintage shop down the street from me. They sell clothing and stuff, and they also have a pretty decent game selection. It's not a store that focuses on video games, but they do have a good amount of stuff there, and in my neighborhood, it's probably the best video game selection that you're gonna find at a store. And last time I went in there, they had a bunch of Vita games, and I got a little excited, and I saw 2 Vita games in particular that I had been wanting to add to my Vita collection for a while. But these are the 2 Vita games that I grabbed. We got a copy of Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and a copy of Metal Gear Solid HD Collection for the PlayStation Vita. And yeah, these are both bangers. I love Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I had the Japanese version of this because it was a little cheaper than getting the English version. And then at some point I just decided I liked the game so much I'd rather just have the US version of it. So I sold my Japanese version. I'd been looking around for a while for the US version, and I finally freaking found it at Say Word here in Milwaukee. So I'm very excited about that. If you don't already know, this is a rhythm game offshoot of Persona 4, and I really like rhythm games, and I really like the Persona 4 soundtrack. There are so many freaking bangers on that soundtrack, and pretty much all of them are in this game, and a lot of them are very cool remixes of those songs that are in Persona 4. Yeah, so the soundtrack in this game absolutely slams. I really love it. Persona 4, possibly my favorite JRPG, and I really like playing this because I love the music in that game, and just playing those songs in a rhythm game format is super duper fun. So I love this. I'm happy that I finally have a physical copy of it. And this was $32, which I think that's actually a pretty decent price for this. And this is one that I really, like I said, I've been looking for it for a while, and I never see it in the wild. So I was super duper stoked to finally find that one. And then the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection on the Vita. Not something that I really need. I have plenty of other ways to play these games. However, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, those are like two of my favorite games of all time. So I like having different ways to play them because they're games that I do like replay every couple of years. And, next time I replay them, I'll probably play them on the Vita. So yeah, very happy to have this one as well. And this was $38, which again, I think that's like slightly below market value. Getting both of these for 70 bucks. Not terrible. Like the Vita is a very expensive console to collect for. And then these other pickups are all PS5 games, so we're just going to go through these real quick. I got a copy of Gran Turismo 7 for the PlayStation 5. I think this was $25 on sale. I found the sale through Deku Deals, and then I just ordered it through Amazon. But yeah, this is another like game that I've been looking for. It did come with like a crack in the case, which kind of sucks. So like the case doesn't close. Kind of a bummer, but not the end of the world. And this game I've really been wanting to play for a long time. I think it came out like 4 years ago at this point, and I just never got around to grabbing a copy of it. But I finally got it, and just as I suspected, I really like Gran Turismo 7. It's a really good time. There is a plethora of fun old Japanese tuners to choose from in Gran Turismo 7, and you can just kind of sit inside of them and admire the interiors, because the interiors of all the vehicles are just incredibly accurate and detailed. There is an incredibly fleshed out photo mode in this game, and I usually don't mess with photo modes in video games, but the photo mode in this game is just like so insane that it's hard to not engage with it. And then on top of that, it's just a really fun racing game, Like, it turns out these Gran Turismo games are pretty fun to play. And I love the menus, even though they're kind of convoluted, but I just like the design of the menus. It's very like mid to late 2000s. It kind of feels like the team who made this game is still living in 2005, but they have access to all of the tech that we have now to make games, and they just made a game that feels like it came from 2005, but also feels very streamlined and modern. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. Like it's a very weird vibe in Gran Turismo 7, but it is awesome, and I do love it and appreciate it very much. And I played it in VR. This game is awesome in VR. Like probably my favorite VR experience with the PlayStation VR 2. It's really cool. Back in December, I grabbed a copy of The Outer Worlds 2, which I bought new. I did not buy it on sale because I've been pretty excited about this game. I'm a big fan of Obsidian. I like a lot of stuff that they put out, and I've been really looking forward to this one. I liked the first Outer Worlds. I wasn't like head over heels for it, but I did enjoy it, and I just really like this type of game, which I guess you could call a Fallout-like, and I would say that it met my expectations, but it did not really exceed them. And that's okay, I got what I wanted out of it. I played another one of these games, and I had a really good time doing it. It's not doing anything, new or crazy, but it's just a fun Fallout-style game, and it's good. I don't know. It's a good game. It's like a, 7 or 8 out of 10. And then these last three, I've not even opened them or played them yet, but they're just things that I saw on Super Sale that I wanted to grab, because I know that I will play them at some point. I got a copy of Persona 3 Reload for 15 bucks on the PlayStation 5. I had this game on Steam. I played a bunch of it on the Steam Deck, and I thought it was a really good time. It's definitely not my favorite Persona game. I didn't like it as much as 4 or 5, but I did think it was pretty cool, and I wanted to have a physical copy of it on the PlayStation 5, and $15 was a really good deal for that. So yeah, we grabbed that one. And we grabbed a copy of Demon Souls for $30. This is one that usually doesn't become heavily discounted on sale. I think $30 is the historic low for a physical copy of this game. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It's just another one that I wanted to own physically. I don't have a digital copy of it. I did play it on the PlayStation Plus Extra when I had that, but I don't have that subscription anymore because I don't really with the game subscriptions anymore. I'd rather just own my stuff and have it physically, and that's what we're all about now. So if you got this copy of Demon Souls for 30 bucks, I will definitely play it again at some point because this is a really good remake of Demon Souls. It's awesome. And I also want to see how it looks on the PlayStation Pro because I know that it's supposed to look very good on the Pro. And I have a Pro because I'm a little freak, And lastly, I grabbed a copy of Star Wars Outlaws for the PlayStation 5, and I spent $15 on this as well. I want to play this game. I want to see what it's all about. I like Star Wars games. I know it's kind of like middling for a lot of people, but I still want to play it and see for myself, and I feel like $15 is a good buy-in price to play this game, and I will definitely get around to it at some point. At this point, maybe not until after we move, but that's okay. It's something that I definitely do want to check out this year. It's like pretty high up on my list of things that I want to check out. So I'm definitely going to get to it, and when I do, maybe I'll let you guys know what I think. So yeah, those are all of my recent pickups from the last 3 or 4 months or so. Not a crazy stack. Spent a little bit of money, but nothing nothing too out of control. You know, I'm trying to rein it in a little bit, trying to not get too crazy with the spending and with the game collecting and all that stuff. And I feel like I've been, for the most part, doing pretty well with that. So big round of applause for Collector John for not being stupid and spending all of my money on video games. Okie dokie, and with that out of the way, I think we're gonna pull out my Switch games and start going through those. Kind of excited. I feel like it's gonna be fun to go through those and kind of methodically decide which ones to keep and which ones to get rid of. I like doing that kind of thing, and I just like talking about video games in general. So we're gonna go grab those and we'll start going through them. All right, y'all, let's start going through these Switch games. I think I have about 40-ish games on the Switch, maybe a little more. So, you know, not a crazy amount, but I kind of see, like, you know, each one of these stacks is fairly sizable. So there's only like 40, 45 games here. And yeah, we're just going to start going through these and decide which ones we want to sell at GameStop today. So Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, this game is really cool. It's like kind of a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio Future. And I really like it. I think it's a really cool game. The Switch version is pretty good. Comes with all these cool stickers, which should do something with these. These are kind of sick. Yeah, they're like these kind of graffiti, street art inspired stickers. Pretty awesome, honestly. Yeah, all of the art in this game is really cool. I really like the overall aesthetic and vibe of it. And I'm keeping it because this game is awesome. And we have this Final Fantasy collection, another one that I'm definitely going to hang on to. Still haven't had a chance to play this one, but I do want to play some of these older Final Fantasy games because I haven't played any of them. Specifically 6, I feel like that's one that I should definitely check out. And once again, we have a little sticker sheet here. These definitely aren't as cool as the Bomb Rush Cyberpunk stickers, but that's okay. Yeah, this includes the first 6 Final Fantasy games, so pretty sweet. Definitely gonna hang on to it. Then we have Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. Honestly, I'm not sure if I want to hang on to this. I did play it. I played probably over half of Bowser's Fury, which is not a very long game. But honestly, I just wasn't that crazy about it. I wasn't super enamored with it. I don't feel like I'm gonna go back to it. I do like 3D platformers a lot. I just kind of feel like, you know, after playing Astrobot, honestly, like every other 3D platformer just feels not as good. I don't know. So yeah, I know a lot of people really like this game. I haven't even tried the Super Mario 3D World. That one just doesn't seem as interesting to me as the Bowser's Fury add-on. Definitely kind of on the fence about this one, and I might change my mind later, but I'm feeling right now that I think we're gonna sell this one because I just don't really need it. I probably won't play it again. We have Stardew Valley. Absolutely not gonna sell this. I love this game. Here's a code that I never used, and someone else can use it if they want. The game isn't in here. I think it's in my Switch case because this is one that I do pull out occasionally. And yeah, Stardew Valley is amazing. I played this game right when it came out in 2016 and absolutely loved it. It's always been one of my favorite you know, cozy farming games. Probably my favorite one, if I'm being honest. So definitely hanging on to this. It's great. Tears of the Kingdom, not much to say about this. I'm definitely gonna keep it. It's in my Switch 2 right now. I've been playing the Switch 2 version of this. I think I have one more temple left before I get to the end of the game. So yeah, pretty far in this one. We'll finish it pretty soon, I think, and hanging on to it because it's a great video game. And yeah, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection 1, another one that I'm definitely hanging on to. Definitely not gonna sell this. I love this series. I think these Switch versions are pretty good. This is one that I might also pick up on PS5 eventually, if I find it for like 10 or 15 bucks or something. But yeah, absolutely hanging on to this. These are great. Animal Crossing New Horizons, another one that we'll hang on to for sure. Resident Evil Origins Collection. Yeah, I love Resident Evil. I think the Switch version of the Resident Evil 1 remake is pretty good. I really like that version. The Switch edition is kind of silly because RE1 is a download code, and then only Resident Evil 0 is on the cart. I've already redeemed this download code, obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this. I love those games. Also have this on the Vita. Yeah, here's my Vita edition. I'm not really sure why I have both of these. If I was gonna play one, I'd probably play the Switch version. I don't know, the Vita version would be pretty fun too. If anything, I'd maybe take this Vita version to GameStop to sell, but honestly, I don't really want to. I think I'm gonna hang on to both of these because I really like this game and I like having different ways to play it. So keeping this one. Splatoon 3, this is one that I bought on sale a few months ago and I still haven't had a chance to play it. But I do like this series. I like Splatoon 2 quite a bit. And yeah, again, I still haven't played this one, so I'm gonna hang on to it and hopefully get to it eventually. But yeah, keeping that one for sure. And Super Monkey Ball, I think we're gonna get rid of this one because I got this like really cheap. I think it was like 10 bucks or something at GameStop a while back. And I don't know. I don't think Super Monkey Ball is really my jam. I played some of it. I played some in multiplayer, and I just I don't know. It's just not really my thing. So we're gonna put that one on the GameStop pile. And Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm about to make a lot of people really upset with this one. I am gonna keep it. I'm not gonna give it away. But I played a few hours of Donkey Kong Bonanza. The cart I think is still in my Switch case. And I didn't really like it that much. It's kind of a similar thing to this Bowser's Fury situation, honestly. I think I maybe liked this even less than Bowser's Fury. Like, I just wasn't vibing with it at all. It kind of barely felt like a 3D platformer to me. Like, there wasn't really that much platforming. There was a lot of punching stuff and like punching through rocks and punching through the ground and stuff like that. Which was fun and like kind of a cool novel thing to do in a 3D platformer, but I got kind of tired of it pretty quickly, and there just wasn't really much in this game to keep me hooked. It was a nice looking game, I don't know, I liked the way it looked. I also don't really like the Paulina character that much. I just think she's kind of annoying. Again, I'm sorry, I know people aren't gonna like hearing me say all this, but this game just really wasn't my thing. I might try it again someday. I might give it another shot, just because, I don't know, there aren't really that many games on the Switch 2 right now, so I feel like I should just hang on to this, at least for now. So yeah, we're gonna hang on to Donkey Kong Bonanza for now, even though I wasn't that crazy about it. Another copy of Animal Crossing. I think one of these was mine, and then the other one was my partner's, so we'll hang on to this one as well. We have Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Another one that I haven't gotten to yet, but I really want to play this. I have played the PSP version of this, and it's a really cool game. I would like to play this remake. I do like the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth quite a bit, so I really need to play this. Just haven't gotten around to it yet, but we're keeping it for sure. Chronos: The New Dawn, really cool game, kind of an underrated survival horror game from last year. Big Resident Evil 4 vibes, big Dead Space vibes, really liked it a lot. Definitely gonna hang on to it. All right, we have a couple more interesting ones here. This is a game called Ion Fury, which is, it was made with the Build engine, I think it's called, which is what Duke Nukem 3D and a bunch of like older shooters run on. So they made a new game in that engine, and it's really cool. I like this game a lot. I think it's a really good one of these boomer shooters, of which there are like a ton of games like this now, and I'm just looking through this little insert thing here that's kind of neat. Little art book thing, kind of cool, I don't know. And the Switch version of this game is pretty solid. I think playing first-person shooters on the Switch with the motion controls is actually like not a bad way to play an FPS on a console. I'm gonna hang on to this. This might be a little valuable now, I'm not really sure. But either way, we're gonna keep it, because I like it. Another interesting one here, Signalis. This is one of my favorite survival horror games of the last few years. I think this came out in 2022. And I played it on Game Pass back when it came out, and then shortly after that I bought the Switch version when they released it physically on Switch. So I'm definitely hanging on to it because like I said, really liked this game. I describe this game as dark sci-fi Resident Evil, specifically like Resident Evil 1. Like, it kind of looks and plays like a Resident Evil game, but with 2D graphics. I don't know, that's the best way I can describe it. It's really good. I think if you like survival horror games, you should definitely play this one if you haven't, and we're keeping it. It's also worth like 80 or 90 bucks now. Like, this one got kind of valuable. Persona 5 Royal, yeah, I like Persona 5 a lot. I want to keep this Switch version, and yeah, not much else to say about it, but we're gonna keep that. Sonic Mania, this was another one that I got for like 10 bucks, I think, and yeah, I'm not the biggest Sonic fan. I wanted to try this because people said that this was like a really good 2D Sonic thing, and I do like the 2D Sonic games, like the earlier ones, but I don't know if I like it enough to hang on to this. So I think this is one that I'm probably just not gonna play again, and we're gonna give it to GameStop. And I think this is the Link's Awakening remake. Yeah. I bought this copy used, and it has marker on it for some reason. This game is cool. This is one that I'm kind of on the fence about. I feel like I did play through it and I liked it. Will I play it again? I don't know. Like, probably not, honestly. Although I think it does have a Switch 2 upgrade, or like it runs better on the Switch 2. So maybe I should hang on to this one. I don't know. Playing it on the Switch 1 wasn't the best experience. I feel like playing it at 60 frames per second would be really nice. So I don't know. I'm gonna hang on to this one for now. Then we have Bayonetta 2, which I haven't even opened yet. Let's change that really quick. This is a series that I really want to play through this year because I haven't played any of these, and I like character action games a lot, especially the Devil May Cry series. Like, I really love those. So I feel like I should play these. And I also have 3 on the Switch, Bayonetta 3. I don't have the first one. I have a copy of it on the Xbox 360, but I don't have the Switch version, which I might just get that Switch version just so I have all 3 of them on the Switch. But yeah, like I said, I do really want to play these, so we're definitely going to hang on to Bayonetta 2. And then we have Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival. I'm sure I said that wrong. Yeah, I thought this game looked like it'd be really cool, and I like rhythm games, and I think I played it like a couple times and then didn't really go back to it. Was just kind of like whelmed by it. It seemed good, but not amazing. And yeah, I think we're gonna give this one to GameStop just because I feel like I probably won't play it again, if I'm being honest with myself. I feel pretty much the same way about Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Played a few hours of it and I thought it was fine. I don't know, I'm never gonna go back to it. I'm honestly, like at this point in my life, I've kind of just decided, you know, after a long time of really trying to like Metroidvania games, I just don't think they're my thing, you know? And I didn't even try to play Silk Song this year just because, you know, everyone said it was amazing, but every time I try to play the Metroidvania game that everyone says is amazing, I just don't have that much fun with it. So I think I'm just going to give up on Metroidvania games, at least for now. And this one we're going to sell to GameStop. Luigi's Mansion 3 is cool. I like this game a lot, and we're going to hang on to it. We have Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, which I played maybe 10 to 15 hours of this one, and this is the only Shin Megami Tensei game that I've played. I'm like a lot more familiar with the Persona series than I am with these, and I think I just like Persona more because I wasn't really able to fall in love with this game or really even like it that much, and I also, like, the difficulty was a little much for me as well. I thought it was just a little too hard. So yeah, we're gonna give this one to GameStop. We're gonna do the same with Rayman Legends, another one I think I got for super cheap at some point and played some of it, didn't really like it that much. I just don't think I'm really a Rayman guy. Just not really my thing, but I wanted to try a Rayman game, and now it's gonna go to GameStop. And we have this copy of Spiritfarer. This is a really, really cool game. I like Spiritfarer a lot. I played some of this on, I think it was on Game Pass at one point, and that's how I played it, or maybe I have it on Steam, I don't remember. And then I really liked it, so I got the Switch version. I think playing this game handheld is probably the way to do it. It's kind of like a 2D farming, like homestead management game. And you also have relationships with all these different characters who you're kind of trying to like usher them towards the afterlife. And it's really sweet and cute, very sad as well. But it's a really cool game, and I think this is a good version to hang on to, so I'm gonna hang on to it. Okay, and we have Pikmin 4, which I bounced off this game hard. I think I played 5 or 6 hours of it, and I just could not get into it for whatever reason. I really liked Pikmin 1 and 2 back in the day, but this one, for whatever reason, just wasn't really doing it for me. I know a lot of people do like this game, but I think we're gonna take this one to GameStop, because realistically, I'm just probably not going to play it again. So Bayonetta 3, talked about this earlier, definitely going to hang on to that one. Breath of the Wild, obviously going to hang on to that one. That is a classic Switch title. Capcom Fighting Collection is kind of cool, but I don't think I'm going to keep this one. I haven't really played it that much since I got it, and like if I'm going to play fighting games, honestly, I'd probably rather play them on my like CRT setup. I have a bunch of fighting games on my retro consoles. So this is a cool collection, but I don't feel like I need it. I don't feel like I'm really going to play it much, so that one's going to go to GameStop. Whoops. Dragon Quest Builders 2, I got this a long time ago. I think I got this in like 2017 or 2018, or maybe, when did this come out? I think it came out in 2018, so I must have gotten it around then sometime. Farming, base building game in the Dragon Quest universe, and cool, but it didn't really knock my socks off, and I'm probably not going to play it again, so this one's going to go to GameStop. Next up we have Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which I'd like to play the Switch 2 version of this, but that upgrade is $20, so I just haven't gotten around to playing it because I don't really want to pay another $20 for the Switch 2 upgrade. But yeah, it's one that I just haven't gotten around to yet, and I do want to play it. So we're going to hang on to that for now. Next up we have Carrion. This game is awesome. It is a Metroidvania, which, you know, I talked about Metroidvanias earlier, and I said that they're not really my thing. This game, it is a Metroidvania, but even though it's not my favorite genre, it's still a 2D horror game that's super inspired by John Carpenter's The Thing. So just on that merit, like, The Thing is one of my favorite movies, so I feel like I have to hang on to this just because this game is freaking awesome. And you actually play as this creature in the game. You have all these tentacles that you move around and use them to grab dudes and rip them apart. And it's pretty gnarly, but a really, really cool game. and we're gonna hang on to it because it's dope. I don't know. Then we have my copy of Kentucky Route Zero for the Switch, which is legit. Like, this is one of my favorite games, just straight up. It's kind of a point and click adventure game, but it's absolutely beautiful. The music is incredible. The writing is like maybe my favorite writing in any video game that I've ever played. And yeah, I don't want to talk about this too much, but if you enjoy like narrative-based video games and good writing in video games and just really beautiful singular art direction and music, you should play this because it's freaking awesome. Super Mario Odyssey, obviously we're gonna hang on to that. This is a Nintendo 3D platformer that I can get behind. I will never not enjoy playing that one. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we'll hang on to that. I do have Mario Kart World, but you know, might want to go back to this one at some point because that's also a very good Mario Kart game. Sayonara Wild Hearts, this one I got for $5 or $10, and I never played it, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna give this one to GameStop. I don't even really know that much about it. I think at some point I heard someone say it was good, so I got it when it was on sale, and then never played it, so we'll give that one up. Splatoon 2, I think now that I have Splatoon 3, we can sell this one. I don't think it really carries much value anymore. We have Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, which I got this a couple months ago, and I played it recently, and I really liked it. I thought it was really cool. The HD 2D art style is just absolutely beautiful. I really, really love how these games look with that style of art. The way the sprites look in this game is just incredible. Because you kind of have these 2D sprites, but they're like, you know, overlaid on top of a 3D-ish environment, so they just really pop out and look, I don't know, it just looks awesome. So I'm going to hang out of this one because I really liked playing this. Metroid Prime Remastered, obviously going to hold on to that. I love Metroid Prime. And then lastly here, we have Octopath Traveler 2, which I just picked up in my last video and I still haven't played it, so we're gonna keep that one for sure. So yeah, here is our stack of games that we're bringing to GameStop. Looks like we have about 12 or so games here. And yeah, GameStop is doing the 20% bonus towards pre-orders of a new game today when you trade stuff in. So I am gonna pre-order Resident Evil 9 because I know I'm gonna play that. I don't usually pre-order games, but I just know I'm gonna play that one no matter what, so we're gonna pre-order it. And yeah, it's like Pro Week at GameStop right now, so they're doing a bunch of different promos. It's a good time to go there and trade stuff in. I think they're doing like buy two, get one free on used games, so we'll see what used games they have. But yeah, I just wanted to offload some of these Switch games because I just knew that I have, you know, a good amount that I don't really play, and I'm probably not gonna play again. And yeah, as you can see, I got rid of like, you know, a quarter of my Switch games today. So we're gonna take these over to GameStop, take a look around there, pre-order Resident Evil 9, see if we can find some other stuff, and that should be pretty fun. So stick around, and we'll head over to GameStop. Okay, gang, we just pulled up to my favorite GameStop in the area, which probably isn't saying much. I mean, this GameStop is fine. They usually do an okay job. I've mostly had decent experiences here, but I've also had experiences where they've had like one person working in there and it took them forever to get through my trade because there's all this other stuff going on in the store. And I would never blame the one person working there for that. I would blame GameStop for only staffing their store with one person on a busy weekend day. So hopefully today goes all right. We'll see. In terms of things that I'm looking for, obviously I'm going to get that Resident Evil 9 pre-order because I'm very, very excited to play that game when it comes out this coming Friday. I'm also kind of interested in the Final Fantasy VII Remake Switch 2 version. I really love those games, and that is one that I will definitely replay before the next one comes out, whenever that may be. And I feel like playing it handheld on the Switch 2 would be fun, and someone's shopping cart is going right towards my car. Move your cart, dude. What are we doing? Now it's in front of their truck. They can't back up because their cart rolled in front of their truck. This is stupid. All right, they got out of their truck and moved the cart. That was a whole stupid situation. But yeah, the Forgotten I was talking about, I think I was talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake Switch 2, which if they have it there, I might grab that one. I think it's like $40, which seems reasonable. I don't know. And like I said earlier, they're also doing the buy two, get one free on the used games. We might grab a couple used games as well, depending on what they have. And I did run the numbers on the trade value for these Switch games that I should theoretically get back. So I should get back $140, give or take. I added them all up on the website, and then I added 20%, and that was the number that came out. So that's what we should get back. We'll see what actually happens. But if we get that much back, I should be able to get the RE9 pre-order and Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then a couple cheaper used games. So Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes, but I think it's time to head in there and see how we do. I don't know. Let's check it out. Hi, everybody. We're back. We're back from GameStop. I could sit here and pretend that we just got back from GameStop and all of this happened on the same day. But no, I went to GameStop like 2 weeks ago, and Resident Evil Requiem came out last week. So, well, I have been playing Requiem, so I can actually talk about it, which is good. It's just funny how sometimes the timeline and continuity gets super warped when I film these videos. I filmed the intro to this video the same day as I'm filming this part, and I changed my shirt to make it look like I filmed them on different days. And I put a new game in the background. I put on Obscure for the original Xbox. I switched out to Resident Evil Outbreak. It's all deception, you know? None of it's real. It's just a big lie. Anyway, let's talk about what happened at GameStop 2 weeks ago. Let's see if I can remember what happened at GameStop, because it was so long ago at this point. Let me find my receipt. That'll jog my memory a little bit. Okay, so we did pretty well at GameStop. I remember that much. I'm gonna try to find the trade here. So for those games that I brought in, those 12 games, we got right around $150, which is pretty good for those. I did run a price charting on those, and the price charting on them was $250. So we ended up getting more than 50% of price charting back from GameStop. That's pretty good for GameStop, right? I mean, I think you'd be happy to get 50% back from like an actual good game store at this point. But getting more than that back from GameStop is pretty crazy. And they had more than one person working in there, so they were actually very, very quick with the trade. Which is why I didn't really film much while I was in there, because it was kind of just like in and out. It took like 5 minutes to go through this stuff, and then I got my Resident Evil 9 pre-order, grabbed a couple other things, and I was just out the door. You know, I didn't want to be in there anymore. I was good. I'd had my fill of GameStop, but it was a good experience at GameStop overall. And yeah, just looking at some of the trade values here, it looks like they gave me $28 for Pikmin 4, which is pretty cool. They gave me $17 for Dragon Quest Builders 2, $14 for the Capcom Fighting Collection, $13 for Bloodstained. That seems pretty good. $21 for the Super Mario 3D World, and then most of the other ones were like high single digits, like, you know, between $7 and $9. So yeah, not bad at all. I'm pretty happy with that trade. Like I said, they were doing that extra 20% boost towards a pre-order, so that definitely helped. And then they were not doing the buy two, get one free on used games promo. However, they were running a different promo where you could buy 2 new games and get $10 off one of them. So that's what I ended up doing. I got 2 new games, and then I just grabbed 1 other used game because I had a little bit more trade credit to use up. So here's what I grabbed, and I'm pretty stoked on all of these. I got a new copy of Once Upon a Katamari. I definitely haven't played much of it since starting Requiem, but it's just a really good Katamari game. And honestly, I haven't played a lot of the modern Katamari games. I did play some of Katamari Reroll, which I think that's just a remake of the first game, I'm pretty sure. But other than that, I played the original on PS2. I played one on the 360. I think Katamari Forever on the 360, maybe. And then I've definitely played Touch My Katamari on the Vita. I have in fact touched the Katamari. We've gone and done that, and I guess that is probably most of the Katamari games. Was there one that came out on the PS4? I don't even know. Let's look it up. Yeah, it seems like they did remakes of the first Katamari and We Love Katamari, and those were the last 2 mainline releases for the series, I think. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. They've done some mobile games that have come out here and there. Katamari Damacy Rolling Live. That sounds weird. I don't know. I'm not going to play that. But Once Upon a Katamari is very fun. These games are just kind of therapeutic to play, and like the way they look and the music. All of it just kind of comes together and just makes me feel good. Rolling everything up into a big ball will never not be satisfying. And these games also, you know, like Donut County wouldn't exist without Katamari, right? And Donut County is pretty amazing too. I think this is a really just special and important series. I'm glad that they're still making them. So I wanted to buy it, not just to play it, but also to support Bandai Namco to like, please just keep making these because they're awesome and weird. Even if you never really change the formula, like in terms of the formula of this game, it still feels very similar to the original. But that's okay, just keep making them because they're fun. They'll never not be fun. And then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum from Once Upon a Katamari, we have The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. These could not be farther apart in terms of what is going on in these games. But I still love both of them, and I really, really love The Last of Us Part 2. I think I like this game more than the first one, honestly. It's kind of a banger. I know a lot of people don't like the Abby stuff, but I do. I kind of like pretty much everything about this game. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The levels are super fun to explore. The story and the writing and the performances are like pretty much the best that you'll see in a video game. And I think this one is just a lot more fun to play than the first one. I think the combat hits a lot harder. The survival and scavenging for resources is more fun. And overall, I just really love this game. And I know that if you have a physical PS4 copy, which I do, you can upgrade to this version for $10, but I still really just wanted to have this one physically on the PlayStation 5. It's just one of those things where I really like the game and I want to have the version that I'm probably going to be playing most physically. So yeah, that's why I grabbed this one. And like I said, it was buy one, get one $10 off. So this copy of Once Upon a Katamari was actually $30, retails for $40, which I forgot to mention. Like, it's cool that this is like not a full price game. I like that they're selling it for $40. I think that's cool. And yeah, both of these new for $60. Not bad, you know, not bad at all. And then I also got $5 off from my Pro membership, so yeah, that helped as well. Lastly, we grabbed a used copy of Returnal for the PlayStation 5. Another game that I played on PlayStation Plus Extra, and I've never owned it, but I really liked what I played of it on PlayStation Plus Extra, and I wanted to try this game again. I know that this team is putting out a new game soon called Soros? Maybe? Is that what it's called? Saros. But yeah, they're making another game that looks kind of similar to this one. And yeah, Saros looks really sick too. I'm pretty excited to check that one out. But yeah, I kind of wanted to play this one again before I get into Saros, which I think is coming out like soon. It's coming out like a month from now. No, April 30th, that one comes out. So I still have time to get into this before the new one comes out. Really sick soundtrack by the Hacks and Cloak in this game. Love the soundtrack and just like the overall aesthetic and vibe of this game. Very Prometheus coded. Ridley Scott's Prometheus from 2012 is a good underrated movie from the Alien series of movies. It's one of the better ones, honestly. Like, it's probably like Aliens, and Prometheus are like the three good Alien movies, and then the rest are okay or bad. Alien 3 I think is pretty bad. Alien 4, not that bad. Alien 4 is pretty fun, actually. And then, of course, we got our pre-order of Resident Evil Requiem for the PlayStation 5, which I have been playing. According to PlayStation, I'm about 43% of the way through the game. I'm gonna try not to like spoil anything about the game, but I just got through the like the longer Grace section, and then I played as Leon again, and then I played as Grace again, and then and now I'm back as Leon. So that's what's going on. So there's a thing with a helicopter happened, and that's where I am now in the game. So, and I'm really, really loving this game. I like it a whole lot. I think playing as Grace is super fun. It's like some of the better first-person Resident Evil gameplay that they've done so far. I think I like it more than 7. I definitely like it more than 8, and I think I like it more than 7 as well. Just in terms of the gameplay, the loop of the game, the exploration, the story and performances and characters, I think are way better than 7, at least to me. I know people really like 7, and I really like it too. But this game is just like really, really hitting for me. Like I just really like it a lot. And I do really like the switching between characters as well, switching between Grace and Leon. I think that's a really cool thing that they've introduced, and it just makes the game like flow really well. It makes the pacing feel really good. Like, you're never really getting bored with anything that you're doing in the game, just because it like switches it up pretty frequently. But then it still gives you room to breathe. Like, you have a longer like 4 or 5 hour section where you play as Grace, and that was really fun. And then once that starts getting old, you switch back to Leon, and yeah, it's just a really good time. And the dichotomy between those two gameplay styles I think is really interesting. It kind of epitomizes and celebrates all of the different things that they've done with this series up to this point. And to me, it just feels like they've taken everything that they've learned, like through Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, the recent remakes that they've done. They just made like the best version of all those things that they've done before, and they're just really, really cooking with all of it. Like, I'm having an absolutely great time with Resident Evil Requiem. I have heard some people say that the second half of the game is a little weaker than the first half, so, you know, that's the stuff that I'm about to get into, so we'll see how that goes. But so far, I've enjoyed like every second that I've played of this game. I'm so happy Capcom is still making these games and still like doing interesting things with them. It seems like this game has sold like incredibly, incredibly well so far. I saw some of the Steam chart numbers for this game, showing that it's already had like twice as many players on Steam as you know, some of the more recent Resident Evil games, which is crazy. So it seems like this is doing super well. That makes me happy. I like when single-player AAA games do well. I think that's great. Personally, these are the kind of games that I like to buy. Just like shorter 10 to 20 hour, very polished single-player experiences. That's the stuff that I'm here for right now. You know, this is just, you know, I love stuff like this. So yeah, that's my GameStop haul, and we spent, on all that stuff, we spent $148. And like I said, we got like 149, 150 back in trade. So I didn't spend anything out of pocket, and I somehow managed to spend basically exactly what I got back in trade credit, which was very cool and satisfying, because I thought I was gonna for sure have to spend some extra money out of pocket for these, but somehow it all worked out to where I didn't have to, and that was really cool. So definitely one of the better GameStop experiences. Not that I'm gonna go out of my way to tell people to shop there, because GameStop still just kind of sucks as a company. But when it's hitting, it's hitting. You know what I mean? Sometimes GameStop can be an okay experience, and this was one of those times. Something going on with my mustache. It's kind of looks weird. I don't know. I think I got some like gray hairs going on, some like light blonde or gray in the front here. I was hoping Obscure would have like a demo that plays, but it's just the title screen. Let's hit start, see what happens. Let's see what's going on. Last time I played Obscure, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Oh, I'm in a dark area. You probably can't even see this on the camera. Okay, well. I'm loading a different save. Still too dark. Okay, let's not play any more Obscure. All right, guys. Please like and subscribe. You know, normally I don't push too much for the whole liking and subscribing thing, but I will say I think we need to get a few more of you subscribing. I do pretty well on views usually, but we're not getting a ton of new subscribers. So if you like this kind of thing, if you like just hanging out, talking about video games, talking about collecting, buying and selling video games, a general appreciation for games and retro games, and actually playing stuff, and talking about what the games are actually like to play, and not just talking about games as you know, financial assets or things to resell, hit the subscribe button if you like this kind of thing. I don't know. It helps the channel. It helps me keep making these videos. So please do it if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know down in the comments if you would have held on to any of those Switch games that I sold, or if, you know, maybe you played some Resident Evil Requiem and you have some things you need to say about it. Hit me up down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Collector John. We'll see you guys in the next one.